Sonic Boom. We all know Sonic Boom, right? We all know what it is. If you don't, then basically all you gotta know about Sonic Boom is that it's part of the Sonic franchise. Well, I guess technically a reboot of it. People do not really like it. The games, Rise of Lyric mostly, are considered like horrible by fans and is in general not a very liked part of the Sonic franchise. Honestly, the show Sonic Boom is probably the only thing from it that's actually liked. Like people say good things about Sonic Boom, and from the few episodes I remember also liking it. So that begs the question: does it hold up? I don't really think I need to be super. I don't think I have a lot to say about it. It's Sonic, even if it's a different franchise. We kind of know what Sonic is, right? The core thing doesn't really change. We have Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, New Girl Sticks. They defeat Eggman on a weekly basis. But as you read from the description, hopefully, this is like 52 episodes. I thought Tom and Jerry Tales 39 was bad, but nah, dude, this is so much worse. So much worse. So yeah, 52 episodes. I assume this is going to be over an hour. I mean, as you probably have seen from some of my other videos, I don't go extremely long on reviewing episodes. That's simply because I'm not the best at like saying a lot about stuff. I usually just say if I like it or not. But this time, I'm not gonna lie. Huge spoiler warning. I have very little to say about like a lot of these episodes, so don't. So as per usual, don't expect these to be like the most longest reviews. Already like roughly 2 minutes in. Let's just move into this already. 1. The sidekick. When Tails gets seriously injured, Sonic tries to find a new sidekick to keep Tails safe. 2 out of 5. Mediocre. Mediocre start to the series. What do I really gotta say about this one? This one felt pretty boring and generic, especially given that this is like the first episode. You think they would have like done more? Really don't have much to say, honestly. There is a beaver character in the episode that kind of reminded me of Droopy, if anyone remembers that classic cartoon character. I kind of liked that. Otherwise, this is a pretty mediocre episode. Knuckles trying to make Sonic his sidekick is funny, and that's like the highlight of the humor. Yeah, Sonic Boom's kind of like an action comedy, so admittedly, kind of a problem when I'm not a big action guy, but even the comedy was like non-existent. Hopefully it gets better from here, and this is just a rough start. 2. Can an evil genius crush on your couch? Eggman pretends that his fortress is destroyed so he can tire Sonic and Tails out. Okay, this one was actually pretty good. It's a 4 out of 5. Gives you a basic premise, but then actually tells a lot of funny moments. Don't have much to say other than it was decently funny. When it was Sonic and Tails trying to like save the day despite being tired, it gets a little weaker, but actually a pretty good episode. Actually pretty funny. Seeing Eggman just being a bad roommate was funny, and seeing Amy trying to like have a peaceful resolution and Eggman's reaction to it was also pretty funny. Actually a really good episode. 3. My Fair Stixie. Stix tries to be proper when she gets invited to an award ceremony. Okay, I guess this is the part where I talk about Stix. How to describe Stix? 2 things. She's a girl, so which pretty much automatically makes her like Amy's best friend. And 2, she's paranoid. And that's really it. I mean, she's a badger. Stix the badger. I mean, that's really... It's a 3 out of 5. It's just that My Fair Lady idea, a woman, or I guess not even just a woman in some cases, because there was a Simpsons episode that was parodying this as about Groundskeeper Willie. Basically, taking someone who's considered like rubbish and like not classy, and then makes them classy. It's one of those tropes that I've seen so much. I don't even gotta watch the source material to know that's a parodying it. Honestly, highlight of this episode was just seeing Knuckles talk with the old people and them just loving all of his comedy, which isn't even trying to be funny. Knuckles is already the best part of the show. I can see why he's the memed part of the show. 4. Circus of Plunders. A Sonic crew join a circus with evil plans. Meanwhile, Tails tries to fix his machine. 3 out of 5. boring, generic, have nothing to add. It's not bad enough to be like mediocre, but it's also just there. Knuckles tells Sonic, I thought your middle name was The. That's it. That's the highlight of comedy. 5. Closed door policy. Amy makes a yard sale of Styx' stuff, but when Amy removes a surfboard, evil toads attack. No. You didn't hear me wrong. Evil toads. This is Sonic, right? Man, I have like nothing bad. Honestly, bad episode, 1 out of 5. And that's purely because of Amy. Amy is such a B word in this whole episode. I'm only saying B word like that so that way YouTube doesn't get trigger happy with restrictions. But yeah, bad episode. I have nothing to say about this one other than I just didn't like it. Amy forces Styx scared of all her stuff. Like I get that she was being a bit of a hoarder. I understand that. But still, there is a better way to approach it than just selling all of her things. Honestly, all of the crew roasting Amy was the best part of this whole episode, and I don't think that's a good sign. 6. Unlucky Knuckles. Knuckles tries to remove his bad luck. Sadly, despite being a Knuckles episode who is the best character, still a 2 out of 5. Honestly, really, so far, this has proven to be such a slow-paced show. It feels like they take forever for things to happen. And there's just a lack of background music. It makes everything feel, especially with this episode in particular, I noticed a lack of background music that was felt so eerie. Like, it made something feel really absent. Like, there should be more going on. Don't much to say, though. Mediocre episode. A character being unlucky is such a basic premise, and they said they don't do anything funny with it. 7. The Curse of Buddy Buddy Temple. Sonic and Eggman get lost in the temple. 3 out of 5. I only have... To sum this one up, the Sonic and Eggman stuff was actually decent, but it gets weighed down by the kind of cringe plot of the rest of the crew trying to figure out, oh, who's the leader? Like, dog, who cares? Like, that honestly felt so dumb. Like, why focus on that? Knuckles was a little funny in it, but other than that, it's like waste of time. 8. Blue with Envy. Sonic meets a Swifty. The guy claims to be faster. Because you gotta get Swifty in here. Oh, yeah. Gotta get Swifty in here. Yes, referencing Rick and Morty is like the most you gotta say about this character in this episode. 3 out of 5. Another just middle of the road episode. Basic premise. 9. Translate this. Tails makes a machine that reads people's thoughts. Want to know all the good moments I wrote for this one? Whopping none. 1 out of 5. This one tries to be a drama. I am so serious. This one tries to be a drama. Like, and it feels so hard, bro. Like, what is this? What are they doing? No good moments. Amy admits that she likes Sonic. Like, obviously everyone except, well, I guess they don't know, but it's so obvious that it's just. So I guess Sonic and Amy, like, I guess Amy likes Sonic in the show, but again, spoiler alert, they don't do anything with that. They barely even reference the Sonic and Amy relationship throughout this whole show. What a bad episode. And for 11-minute episode, it just felt like it dragged on, and it's like, we get it, dog. 10. Buster. Styx gets a dog named Buster, turns out to be created by Eggman. Bad episode. Styx not remembering any of her and Buster's good times was like, again, the highlight of comedy. I have nothing to really add. Boring. Just a bad episode. 1 out of 5. 11. Eggheads. Eggman makes evil cookies that Sonic's friends end up eating, making them evil. Okay, it started off a little weak, but it got good. Sonic, all of them being evil geniuses except Knuckles, who's just average intelligence evil, is funny. I liked that. That was funny. Don't have much to say, honestly, other than it was just a good episode. It was decently funny, decently enjoyable. Having all of them with a mustachio was good. I liked that. Good episode. 12. Guilt tripping. Sonic and Tails meet islanders who guilt trip them to stay in their village. The guilt trippers islanders were bad. Mediocre episode. They were just kind of annoying. Okay, 12. I'm almost 10 minutes in. I'm 12 episodes in. I got like 42 more of these to review. Yep, told you I was going to be quick here because, man, oh man, as you can tell so far already, I have like not a ton to comment on about these episodes. So yeah. 13. Let's play musical friends. Eggman's robot henchmen leave him, but they change their mind when his new friend tries to portray him. Seeing Orbot and Cubot, Eggman's robot henchmen, seeing them trying to get an episode was a good idea. Episode ended up being very mid in quality. 3. Double Doomsday. Eggman gets an unpaid intern who's Dave. I hate that I know his name. Who tries to out-evil him. Okay, Dave's just the worst character in this show. Dave, the unpaid intern. I shouldn't even know who this dude is, but they don't do it yet. This is his first big role, but you'll see. They try to make him happen so bad. Like, okay, so for any Family Guy fans watching, do you know Doug? You know, like that character that they really tried to make a big thing and then kind of just got rid of. Well, minus they got rid of part, except maybe. And if I eventually get to season 2, if they do that, I'm not sure. But in season 1, they try to make Dave happen so bad. You'll see. If you watch through the season, you'll get it. They just bring this dude up in every episode. He has a speaking line in every episode. It gets so annoying. And this is a mediocre episode because I don't like Dave the intern. His voice is annoying. And he starts to show up in more episodes. I'm going to have to talk about him more. 15. Fortress of Squalitude. Oh, that was bad. Fortress of Squalitude. Amy decorates Eggman's lair for a magazine. Boring, mediocre. Again, so many episodes I have to review. I'm not gonna. If an episode's just mediocre, I'm not gonna bother. 16. Sleeping Giant. Sonic and Knuckles awaken a rock monster that's trying to sleep. You know what? Good episode. I like this one. It's decently funny. Knuckles using Sonic to fly was funny. We got a few good Knuckles quotes in this one. Knuckles saying, "And it's only mildly hurting my kidneys. If he's asleep for 1,000 years, how can I get potato salad? Concert's over." And then Amy trying to show that she's the one who should sing the song, and then yelling at a bird because the bird thought it was going to do it. Good episode. Not the best plot, but there's enough good moments for me to say I like the episode as a whole. 17. Curse of the Cross-Eyed Moose. Styx sees a cross-eyed moose, so her and the gang go to a curse lifter. Curse lifter using them for stuff was the highlight moment. 3 out of 5. Middle of the road episode otherwise. 18. Aim low. Eggman tries getting a motivational trainer after feeling bored with life. But after his plan fails again, he becomes depressed, which makes Sonic feel bored without him. This is a good episode. My only problem, which is weird because this is like a 52 episode season, so you'd think this wouldn't happen, but this feels like 2 episodes in one, which again, 52 episodes in the season, you think they would make sure not to use multiple premises in one episode, but yeah, that's kind of what this ended up being. The first half was Eggman getting a motivational speaker. Second half was him just giving up on being evil, and Sonic realizing he was really bored without having Eggman around to fight. Both sections are good. I prefer the second half a bit more, but still good episode overall. Good episode. I have nothing more to add. I just wish both parts were separate episodes, but for what we get out of both of them, it's good. 19. Soul Power. Sonic makes a weird noise when he runs, so he gets Eggman's help to get rid of it. It is the most base level. This is a good episode to see, just how an average Sonic Boom episode is. The plot's completely generic, very few good jokes, just a very meh, middling of the road experience. 3 out of 5. Oops, sorry, wrong page. Wrong tab, I mean. 20. Cowbot. Eggman makes a cowbot. 2 out of 5. Eggman asks Sonic about what's going on with him and Amy. That's, again, the highlight of the comedy. I'm only bringing up, like, a good majority of episodes have, like, one actually genuinely really funny moment in them, and the rest of it's, like, barely worth bringing up. So I'm going to try my best to bring up the actually good moments that are actually worth talking about. 21, the meteor. Sonic and Eggman both touch a meteor that makes them swap bodies. You know what? I actually really like this one. 4 out of 5. Such a fun premise, this one. To be fair, though, this is a trope I generally like. Characters swapping bodies. Good premise. I like it. Don't have much to really add other than it's really good. Eggman, who's in Sonic's body, acting like, oh man, Eggman is so good, and everyone laughing at him was so hilarious. And honestly, shows us how much of an ego Eggman has, which I would feel bad for Eggman, but he's kind of evil, so I laugh. I laugh at you, Eggman. 22. Dude, where's my Eggman? The robots woke up and can't find Eggman, so they try looking for him. Another genuinely pretty good one. Did not expect 2 pretty good ones in a row, but yeah, that's what happened. I know I didn't like the Robot Henchman's episode like earlier, but this one was definitely a step above that one. With that one being super middling and boring, while that one also actually being pretty good. I feel like this is like a movie plot that they're just using, but they used it well, so I don't care. Genuinely entertaining episode, and I liked the twist, which I won't spoil. Actually, I genuinely recommend watching this one for yourself, much like with all the other 4 rated episodes. 23. How to succeed in evil without really trying. Tails unintentionally becomes the leader of an evil society. This is where we meet the Lightning Bolt Society, run by Dave the unpaid intern. Yes, they brought him back for some reason. Dave the unpaid freaking intern. He gets another big role. Why? 3 out of 5, because it's not that bad. Definitely better than his other episode, but why? It's so boring. We don't want you, Dave the unpaid intern. Go home. You lose. Good day, sir. 24. Don't judge me. Eggman sues Sonic. Do y'all know the SpongeBob episode of Krabs versus Plankton? This is like a non-good version of that 3. But still, we see Knuckles as a lawyer, which automatically makes this one of the better episodes of the show. 25, Hedgehog Day. Eggman gets stuck on a time loop. Another genuinely really good one, surprisingly. Again, it's just Groundhog Day, but they use it. And at this point, the better episodes are the ones where they just take the most cliched, where they take some overused plots you see in a show. Because for some reason, when they do that, there's a better chance the episode's actually good. So I'm more okay with it as long as we get a good finished product, and that's what we got here. Pretty good episode. Seeing Eggman trying to prevent the time loop and having to convince everyone around him that it's happening is really good. In general, though, I've seen Groundhog Day. I love Groundhog Day. Definitely, any strong Groundhog Day fans are watching this, hit me up. But yeah, pretty good episode. 26, Dr. Eggman's tomato sauce. Eggman makes sauce, but turns out the cans are evil. Do I even need to say anything? This is like such a watchable episode. It's a 3 out of 5. Only 18 minutes. That's good. I'm not stalling on these mid and mediocre episodes. I'm just calling them out for what they are and having nothing to say. I know again, if you do seriously want me to say more about these episodes, just talk about it in the comments. Be like, hey, Z-Man, what's your thoughts on this or that? And I'll be like, okay, sure. Yeah, I'll go more in depth about it. Remember, the purpose of these videos partially is to document and find a way to use my love for TV and to watch TV. But it's also so I can genuinely connect with people who also care about these shows I'm talking about. So don't feel afraid to ask questions. Actually, I'm desperate for you to ask questions because I'm so lonely. Okay, let's go. Second half, 26 more episodes. Oh my lord! Why is there 26 more episodes of this? I had to actually watch them, and now I have to talk about them. 27, Robot Battle Royale. Knuckles tries to be an inventor and pressures Tails to join him in the Robot Battle Royale. Okay, at this point, I'm gonna try even more to speed run through these because it's like, I'm sorry. Knuckles says, yes, I are. Nuff said. 28. It wasn't me. It was the one-armed hedgehog. Sonic gets accused for stealing. The Grandma Wolf wanting to delete Sonic. Delete, obviously standing for the word when someone wants to get someone else off this planet, was funny. That was a genuinely funny joke. Other than that, we see Metal Sonic very briefly, which, as someone who hasn't played a ton of Sonic but knows a lot of the Sonic characters, that definitely was interesting. That piqued my interest, but still a mostly boring episode. Do I even need to say that? This whole show is so boring. Like, please be interesting. 29, Eggman the Otter. Eggman makes a movie and casts Sonic in it. Mediocre. Eggman gets blonde hair at, like, the end of the episode when we see him in the movie. That's it. Also, Knuckles gets his mouth burnt on some soup, and Eggman tells Knuckles not to ad-lib. 30, Chili Dog Afternoon. Knuckles tries to win a chili dog cook-off. This one's just so freaking bizarre. Okay, let me properly set the mood for this one. This one has Knuckles trying to win a chili cook-off. As I already said, chili dog cook-off, my apologies. So he walks down to the forest. He gets a spicy pepper. He's like, oh, I'm going to use spicy pepper. He tries to find a map by the Grandma Wolf lady who wanted to get rid of Sonic a few episodes back. But by that, I mean like 2 episodes ago. He goes to the forest and he meets a chili pepper. And you want to know what he does? Well, guess what? Turns out the chili peppers are alive. The peppers are alive. And they end up trying to attack Sonic and crew before finding out they actually are okay with being eaten, as they bathe in the chili, and oh wow, it's a whole Knuckles dream episode. Didn't matter. Giving it a 3 out of 5 because it's so bizarre, but that says more about how not good a lot of these have been rather than this actually being anything worth watching. 31, Chaz Amy. Amy makes a restaurant to rival Matt Burger. Not a ton of funny moments, and we see more of Dave the intern. That's just an automatic, you're not a good episode. Still a 3, though, because it's not like the most annoying, but still not really a lot to say. Too Good to Be True is the 32nd episode. A Knuckles from a different dimension shows up. Typically, when they do an episode like this, it ends up being one of the better episodes, but this, mediocre. The Knuckles from the other dimension being this heroic guy could have been funny, but they really don't use it. Eggman actually teaming up with Sonic, like, genuinely at the end was actually a good twist, but other than that, this one's so weird. Like, I barely was even able to follow it. This is probably me being a dumb idiot like usual, but I genuinely do not know. I'm so confused by this one, chat. It's on the higher end of a 2 because I genuinely think this is more of a me thing, but still, it's mediocre because I really couldn't follow it, and it was just kind of strange. I don't know, man. I don't know, chat. This is a 2 for me. Okay, we only have 20 more episodes. And next episode's easy. 33, a late fee is Sonic tries to return a library book, but everything slows him down. Knuckles saying, "But pictures" is the only good part. 1 out of 5. This is already a naturally slow-paced show. We didn't need an episode about Sonic having to go slow, especially since Sonic chose to eat a Mad Burger before just, returning the book. I know it's easy for you, dude. I know you're a quickster, but just return the book and then get something to eat. It's not that deep, bro. 34, Bro Down Showdown. Sonic and Knuckles go on a game show, but Sonic ends up being forced to team with Eggman. Dave, the intern, has like a rare good moment. We get a rare good Dave, the intern line, where he says him and the walrus lady who occasionally shows up. He's like, "Oh, we don't want to use pronouns for our bromance." That's funny. Also, Mike the Ox is colorblind. Also, Knuckles makes a 4th wall break, saying that he wanted this to be a Sonic and Knuckles episode, and I like 4th wall breaks, so that was just automatically a funny line for me. 35, Into the Wilderness. Sonic and Knuckles go against Amy and Styx in the wilderness. I probably should have written that down in the story description of the Google Doc, but at the same time, it's also like you kind of get it, right, with the title. So to any of those of you who have seen my Family Matters video, remember when I said in that one I didn't like end episodes about the boys and girls like rivaling each other? This is that, therefore bad episode. These types of plots will always get a bad rating because it's so sexist towards men and it is so stupid. It's stupid. Knuckles says, I don't even remember 15 seconds ago. And that was funny. And that was it. 36. Mayor Knuckles. The mayor makes Knuckles the mayor for a day. This is the one with Knuckles having the stamp me, the approved meme. And it earns its rating 4 out of 5. Surprisingly good episode this one be. Me sound like Yoda, why not? Good episode. I liked it. Seeing Knuckles of all characters going mad with power was funny. Knuckles is easily the best part of the show. Sure, he's pretty much just Patrick from SpongeBob, but even worse. And his whole character boils down to stupid to the point where you wonder why anyone around him actually wants to be around him. But at least he can occasionally be funny, which automatically makes him the best aspect of such a boring show as this. 37. Eggman Unplugged. Eggman decides to give up on technology, so the Lightning Bolt Society takes it over. Other than being forced to see more of the Lightning Bolt Society, this is another average episode. Don't have much to say, but it's perfectly watchable. Like most of the show, but still, much like most of the show, incredibly boring. 38. Beyond the Valley of the Q-Bots. Orbot and Q-Bot meet a group of Q-Bots and elect the finished Q-Bot as their leader. Man, I don't know why the episodes with Eggman's henchmen are end up being so good, but this is another good episode, 4 out of 5. Don't have much to say. This was actually just an entertaining episode. But I have a hat! I don't know why that one unfinished Q-Bot screaming that is funny to me, but it is. Also, Orbot being a robot, but trying to... The animator is clearly trying to make his jaw show its dropping is funny to me. Oh man, this is definitely an episode. 39 and just a guy. Sonic calls Mike the Ox, the colorblind guy, just a guy. But no, he can't be just a guy. So now he has to call everyone, you people. And now they're like, you people. It is so stupid, but it's kind of funny. And therefore, it's a 3 out of 5. It's better than a good majority of these episodes because something actually happened. My interest was somewhat kept. Again, says more about how not good this show is, but still, he just called Mike a guy. Why does everyone hate Sonic now? Well, still, not a bad episode. It's actually pretty okay. Okay episode. 40. Late Night Wars. Knuckles gets a trash can on his head, which makes him famous, and gets his own show. When he gets his own show, it's a little less funny, but still surprisingly solid social commentary about how people can get super into this type of thing, like fashion statements. Good episode. Role models. When Sonic and his friends get awards, they are forced to act like role models. Bad episode, 1 out of 5. The platypus guy who forced them to be role models. I know he's meant to be annoying, but when he starts getting annoying to me as an audience member, that's when you know you've written a bad character. Because it's supposed to be annoying to them, but we can understand why they're annoyed instead of just, all of us hating him. That's not a good character. That just makes me want to stop watching the episode. Sonic says, in all fairness, Mad Burger is barely a restaurant. And that was the one pretty funny line. Okay, and the role model specialist is as annoying as he is for 99% of screen time. Him telling the old monkey, the random old monkey character, that he also has to be more of a role model was funny because he wasn't even a part of the thing. Those are the two decently funny moments. And Knuckles using a knife and fork to shake. Okay, a few funny moments can't make up for the fact that this is mostly a bad episode. The stupid platypus guy ruined the whole thing. 42, New Year's Retribution. Eggman makes time go slow-mo to try and beat Sonic at something. Getting a 3 out of 5 purely because I find the idea creative. They don't do a horrible job using it. Just wish it could have been a bit better. But other than that, fine New Year's episode. 43, Fuzzy Puppy Buddies. Amy and Egg. I wrote Eggman's. Like, I accidentally replaced the A with an S here. I don't need to, but here. There. Now I can feel slightly better about myself. Can you tell how little I care at this point? But yeah, remember that episode where Amy helped to decorate like Eggman's house? I mean, I guess later technically. Oh yeah, wasn't there that other episode where like Amy had that restaurant and like tried to get her to go with Dave the unpaid intern? In that episode, she got Eggman's help for that one. This is just those episodes. That's the problem when you try to write 52 episodes per season. You end up running out of ideas so quickly, and it feels like all the episodes just blend together, which is one of my biggest problems with this show. Everything just blends together. It's so uncreative. It just makes me want to stop watching the series, but I had to push through for you guys. Still a mediocre episode that's not really that funny. Sonic shows very large unhappiness with the idea of Amy going on like a date. So I guess Sonic likes her back. I'm only briefly bringing this up because the show very rarely brings it up. 44, next top villain. Dave the Intern continues to be the worst character. It's a Dave the Intern episode, 1 out of 5. Do I need to say more? 45, fire in a crowded workshop. The crew tell different stories about why Tails' workshop exploded. Meh, fine episode. Again, this is a story in cartoons and just shows in general I actually like. When it's the same story, but the characters tell it in different ways. One of my favorite Ed and Eddie episodes was about this, and I'm pretty sure there's an It's Always Sunny episode about it as well. Haven't seen that It's Always Sunny episode, though. Definitely got to check that out when I eventually review through the series. Don't have much to say, though. This is sadly a pretty mid version of it, but once again, it's up so high on on the ranking because it's just such a good idea. 46, Tails' crush. Tails gets a crush on a girl named Zoe and tries getting help to ask her out. Eggman, of all people, helping out Tails at the end was actually really good. I actually really liked that. Just a shame the rest of it is mostly mid. 47, Cabin Fever. Sonic and crew turn on each other during a storm. Not much to say. Meh. Also, I guess Amy does secretly like Sonic. What is their relationship? I'm not really saying much else. There's barely anything to this one, but like, seriously, bro, why? "48, Battle of the Boy Bands. Sonic and crew try to defeat Justin Bieber. I'm not saying anything else. 4 out of 5. Good episode. 49, no robots allowed. Eggman tries to hide his robots from the Homeowners Association. There's a few funny moments, mostly mid, 3 out of 5. It feels like, again, there's a lot happening in this episode for just 11 minutes, and it causes barely anything to really happen. 3 out of 5. Counterproductive. Knuckles ruins someone's life so they become a supervillain. For being this late in the game, episode 50, 52 episodes, this is easily the worst episode. It's a 1 out of 5, but still, what a bad episode. Nothing to say. Knuckles ends up being the worst character in the whole show for just this one episode. This is like Homer's enemy from The Simpsons if it was done in like the worst way possible. Knuckles just ruins this dude's life because of some book. And it's not funny. It's just like, Knuckles, stop being like the worst person. It's not funny. I just hate you now. I thought you were meant to be like the one okay part of the show. Bad episode. Really awful. Worst episode of the show, absolutely. At least it means the final 2 episodes are automatically just, you already know it can't get worse than this. 51, Designated Heroes. Eggman takes on Sonic's crew 1-on-1 and wins. Honestly, another perfect episode to show just how boring this show is. The occasional funny joke doesn't make up for the fact that the majority of this is just so bland. And finally, 52, the final one. Only 34 minutes, at least so far in the video. Man, I'm very surprised by this. It takes a village to defeat a hedgehog. Eggman brings in all the villains to defeat Sonic and crew, even Shadow. That's right, we see Shadow, and it's underwhelming. 2 out of 5. It tries so hard to be an action, like a big action finale, but man, does it fail. This show did not deserve that moment. Sorry about that. And that's it. All 52 episodes of Sonic Boom. First, let me get through all the list. Starting off with the 1 out of 5s. We have counterproductive. Translate this. Late fees. Role models. Next top villain. Into the wilderness. Buster. Closed door policy. And that's it for the 1 out of 5s. Yeah, there's actually 2 pages of this on my Google Doc of this. This is, oh, so much. 2 out of 5s. We have Guilt Tripping, Fortress of Squalitude, Eggman the Otter, the Sidekick, Double Doomsday. It takes a village to defeat a hedgehog, Unlucky Knuckles, a Cowbot, Fuzzy Puppy Baby Buddies. Yeah. And Too Good to Be True. Still very confused on my thoughts on that one. But at least it's better than the other 2 out of 5s because it was somewhat interesting. 3 out of 5s, which was the majority of these episodes, which at least shows this wasn't like the worst show ever. We have Circus of Plunders, How to Succeed in Evil Without Really Trying. It wasn't me, it was the one-armed hedgehog. No Robots Allowed, Curse of the Cross-Eyed Moose. Ches Amy, Tails' Crush, Let's Play Musical Friends, Designated Heroes, Dr. Eggman's Tomato Sauce. Fire in a Crowded Workshop, New Year's Retribution, Robot Battle Royale, Bro Down Showdown, The Curse of Buddy Buddy Temple, Blue with Envy, Tails' Crush, Soul Power, Just a Guy, Eggman Unplugged, Chili Dog Afternoon, My Fair Stixie, Don't Judge Me. And then we only have 11 4 out of 5s and no 5s. That was so stupid of me. I thought someone was opening my door. Oh my god. I'm sorry. That was dumb on my part, folks. Hey, hopefully, it was more interesting than most of this review, probably. Oh god, Sleeping Giant is the only one not in the top 10. It's only 4 out of 5 not to be in the top 10, which is a shame because it's a good episode. Honestly, as much as I've been ragging on Sonic Boom, these top 11 are all actually good episodes. These are the ones I actually recommend giving a watch. It's just the rest that range from mid to just Y. Okay. For the real top 10, we have Eggheads, Battle of the Boy Bands, Aim Low, Late Night Wars, Mayor Knuckles. Then for the top 5, we got Beyond the Valley of the Cubots, Dude, Where's My Eggman, Can an Evil Genius Crash on Your Couch, Hedgehog Day, and The Meteor. I really don't like Sonic Boom. I wouldn't call it bad or mediocre because a majority of these are just 3. I would just say Sonic Boom is such an average kid show. Like, you know, the type of generic dumb action show that a better kid show or just show in general would make fun of. Sonic Boom is only slightly above that. The fact there were slightly over 10 genuinely good episodes doesn't make up for the fact that a majority of these were just so boring. It felt like it was the same few sets, the same few characters, the same boringness for a majority of them. It could be maybe funny for like random, like in a funniest moments line. I think just watch a funniest moments video and the Mayor Knuckles memes. And again, 11 actually genuinely good episodes in the season, in my opinion. But other than that, you don't need to give this season your time. There is a season 2, and I do want to be fair and give that one a chance, but don't expect that to be anytime soon. I definitely need a break with this one. Thanks for watching. I'm shocked that this is only roughly a little under 40 minutes. I'll see you guys next time. Gotta go fast.